The most important task is always just like, what's going on emotionally for a character
Mhm.
and their relationships. And that to me felt very personal because, everything that Robert is doing in the first half of the film is very much my life at the moment.
Eric from Puerto Rico, Channel 6.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, everything good? Yo, first of all, congratulations on the movie. It's amazing.
Thank you.
So, Train Dreams is really visually stunning, and it transports us to raw early 20th century America. So, as the actor in the center of this world, how did it feel to step into this era with all the challenges and changes while also carrying the emotional weight and evolution of Robert?
Good question. Look, I love doing movies that allow me to kind of step into a different time. I felt very comfortable in this world, almost like I'm some sort of old soul. Um, it felt to me like I was conjuring up the kind of ghosts of my great grandfather, who was a farmer, my grandfather, who was a train driver. And so plugging into the world is just about how you look and how you hold the tools and how you move in that world, and that
Mhm.
felt very comfortable to me. The most important task is always just like, what's going on emotionally for a character
Mhm.
and their relationships, and that to me felt very personal because, everything that Robert is doing in the first half of the film is very much my life at the moment. I'm a father of two young kids, and I'm in love, and I'm always thinking like, am I going to go away for work and leave them behind, and how do I make life work like that? So I felt all of the emotional and performative stuff felt very personal to me, and then it was about looking comfortable in the world.
So I read an article that you said that you feel drawn to people that only speak when it's really important. So in the same line, the aspect ratio of the movie, is such an intimate frame with the camera close to your face. So capturing all those micro expression, how did that idea change your performance in scenes where silence says more than the words?
I think because I felt like I had so much of a relationship with the experiences of the character that without words, there's sort of a pressure to just really be honest with yourself as a performer about if you think the right things, I think the camera will really understand what's going through your mind.
Mhm.
And it just requires a real focus and honesty and trust with yourself. And because of my experience with my family, I think I really owe a lot of what I was able to do in Train Dreams purely to the fact that I'm to my children, to my
Mhm.
all of my fears are wrapped up in their safety. All of my joys are wrapped up in their happiness. So, and all of my anxieties around family are about work and family. So, I think if there was no words really needed for me, and I like that Robert represents those men that we all know who like know they've got more words and more feelings inside of them than they're willing to let out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put you a little bit on the spot in this one. If you can describe for a person that hasn't watched the movie yet, what Train Dream taught you as an actor or as a person in one sentence, what it would be.
Ooh, as an actor, it taught me to seek out more personal experiences because you know, I think there's something beautiful about exposing yourself as an
Mhm.
actor rather than hiding behind things.
Mhm.
And and as a person, I think it reminds me to cherish the people in my life.
Amazing. So, really, congratulations on the movie. It's really stunning, and I really liked it. So, I wish you all the best, and I'm really excited for the movie. So, thank
Thank
you.
thank you very much, man.
Hi, Eric, from Channel 6, Puerto Rico.
Oh, hello, Eric. ¿Quieres
Hello.
hablar en español o en inglés?
Podemos hacerlo en inglés. Tengo en inglés, si no te molesta.
Lo que prefiera vos.
Pero muy amable por preguntar. Felicidades por la película, primero que todo.
Muchas gracias. Muy amable.
The movie is very visually stunning. You know, it's one of the most things that I love about it. It feels very intimate and very observation also. So what was the main idea that you want to communicate throughout the cinematography?
I feel like we just wanted the movie to feel like you're watching someone's memories, and to feel it as grounded as possible without a distance, almost like you were there living that life with him, but also in a way that it evokes the memory of those situations, not necessarily how they actually happened, but how we remember them. So we always had that metaphor of like finding a box full of pictures of someone's lives, and you're trying to look at to those pictures and put that life together. And those pictures are different. Those pictures are sometimes really posed, and sometimes those pictures are really spontaneous. Sometimes those pictures make you think about something that actually were not in the picture, but just outside of the
Mhm.
frame. So it was always the conversation was okay, how do we make it as grounded as possible, but with a feeling that you remembering something and watching those memories.
And I can feel that. So mission
Oh,
accomplished.
thank you very much.
So, how was working with the director to create the look of the film? Where there were any specific movie or visual ideas that you use both as an inspiration?
Yeah. I mean, it was great. Clint is such a genius, and he writes so well, also in combination with Greg, that basically the job is easy after you have such a good script, you know. So it's just like, okay, how do I don't mess that up? Um, but we discuss a lot of things. Like we discuss a lot that memory lane, and we saw a bunch of pictures from the Great Depression that a photographer called Dorothea Lange took, and we loved the aspect of her framing and the way she was able to capture beauty within
Mhm.
the chaos. And she did that a lot with just portraying those faces and those characters, but also making sure you could sense the environment around them, and the
Okay.
places those characters were. So we wanted to use that a lot and have our characters sometimes in the bottom of the frame and having a lot of space around them and a lot of headroom around them to also show the environment around them. And nature plays such a important character in the movie, so we wanted to pay homage to it also by shooting it as a character in the movie. And we also discuss a lot Tarkovsky, especially
Oh,
Mirror
okay.
and The Sacrifice, Stalker, but then a bunch of things. But the main two things were those two things,
Okay.
Dorothea and Tarkovsky.
That's nice. So, if you had to describe the the identity of Train Dreams in one line for someone who hasn't watched the movie, what would you say?
Oh my God, you need to give me like a day to think about it. Um, that's a good one. I would say journey through someone's memories.
Amazing. Yeah, and it's truly true, ¿verdad? Siento que sigue, revive los momentos, que yo creo que es parte de la esencia de la película. So, de verdad que muchas felicitaciones por la
Ah,
película
bueno,
y éxito.
qué bueno que logramos el sentimiento, pero gracias.
De nada, un placer y mucho éxito.
Placer. Chao.
Thank you.
Beautiful, ain't it?
What is?
All of it. Every bit of it.